what's up, everybody? This is Will, and welcome. Now, today we're going to talk about FOMO. I know what you're thinking. No, not that. I'm talking the fear of missing out. Why isn't it a good thing in any relationship? In fact, why isn't it a good thing for you? In this video today, Sissy and I, we're going to share our experience and how we feel about these things, so stay tuned.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Blissology podcast. I am your host, Cece, and I'm joined by my husband.
Again, hey everyone, this is Will, and welcome to another episode. Now, if this is your first time with us, please remember to subscribe and remember to hit on that notification bell. It's probably somewhere on the screen there. We want you to be notified whenever we put out any videos. And on this podcast, we talk about
a whole lot of things here. We talk about relationships, love, family. What else? Politics.
Yes.
What else? Whatever's going on, we're going to talk about it here. But
we
you
don't
guys
talk
know,
about politics. No politics. No. But we do talk about relationship, family, the way to live, some of the things you can do to live your best life.
True. So yes. So before we get into the topic of the day, I want to share with you guys something blissful that happened to us either today or last week. What you have, baby?
To be honest with you, I can't think of a thing. I know we spent last weekend down in Fort Lauderdale. We took the kids out and went down to IKEA.
Mm-hmm.
We spent a whole weekend out, and then I didn't feel well on Monday. My back was hurting, so I had to take a day out.
Yes.
But after some rest and some good massage, actually you did massage me. But after some rest and some getting myself back to normal, I was able to get back and obviously completing my week, and back is all good. Well,
okay,
that's blissful. Hey, listen, when you're not well, especially, I'm not sure if anyone of you guys have ever had any back pain.
Mm-hmm.
It's
painful.
It's painful.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's painful. And I was telling him, like, hey, listen, be careful of how you lift the weights when you're working out, because you recently started working out again. So therefore, you got to go
I'm
easy
not going to blame
on
it on
yourself.
the weight.
Go light. You're not as strong as you used to be. Just if you used to do 50, you got to do 10 right now. Your back is not as strong as it used to be anymore.
Listen, I think I turned the wrong way, or I did something I shouldn't have done. I can't blame it on the working out. Obviously, I don't think I did any back exercise. I don't think it's a long-term back thing, but I've had it happen. You
know what? It could be because when you were working on the water thingy, because you were doing a lot of
That was about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, then never mind.
But anyway, I'm all better now.
Then I don't know.
Yeah, I'm all better now. So
it's not me. Okay, I don't know if you guys are thinking it's not me.
I don't know.
So therefore, I don't know where you get this back pain from. Maybe it could be when you were cleaning out the guinea pigs or whatever. Things happen in life as we get older. That's when we start getting.
A couple of my employees did say that as you get older,
you start breaking
things
apart.
Happens. Yeah, you start breaking apart. Well, I'm not breaking apart. Please get it right. I am whole.
You healthy?
I'm healthy.
Yes.
Except my back kind of did me the other day, but I've been well. It doesn't feel like it's going to be a long-term thing. And obviously, you've shared some stuff with me on what we can do. Several of my employees gave me some pointers on some of the things I could do. Actually, one of my employees even recommended a book to me and a cream. One of our employee recommended a cream that I can put on there.
Just get some heated pad. Okay.
Yeah. So,
some heated pad.
people do care about how we are.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Did you call your brother?
Actually, I meant to call my brother earlier.
It's funny that when you have a physical therapist, like a doctor in the family, the number one person that you should consult with, you haven't talked to him.
You know what? That's really bad on me.
Your doctor, which is like so close to your brother, who's a physical therapist, like, hey, I'm having back pain.
Listen, I have a doctor in the family, so I don't have to worry about it. So just give him a call.
Like, hey, listen, bro, what do I need to do? I have a back. Because I reached out to him when I had my shoulder pain.
Hey, bro, I'm sorry, man. I didn't call. So something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Something's highly wrong.
Listen, if you're watching, don't answer his call. Like, he's gonna call you at the last minute. No. But I'm sure you guys.
No, I mean, obviously for the day it was a concern, but I didn't see it being a long-term concern. That's probably why I didn't jump on the phone, because obviously it's got, my brother's busy, and the last thing I want is to dump something on him.
Well, why do we always feel like it's just like, okay, I'm too busy. I don't have time for family.
No, I'm not saying that he's too busy not
Or
have
he's
time.
too
but,
busy, not gonna have
but
time
say, for
for
instance,
you.
if I recoup, well, yes, I will bring that to him. But it wasn't. I didn't feel. I don't know.
So
I didn't feel like, man, the morning hands. I had to call him and say, hey, bro, what do I need to do?
So you're saying like if it got worse, then you would have
Yes.
reached out, which is wrong.
Well,
Why wait until it gets worse to reach out? Why not reach out while
No,
it's
not
not
prematurely.
it's not too
Severe?
severe.
No, not prematurely. I mean, it just happened, and yes, I got some rest and chilled a little bit, and it kind of went away. Actually, it went away, unless if
And-
I sit the wrong way, I kind of feel
Yeah.
it. So it wasn't an emergency. That's probably why I didn't call.
There we
him.
go. It was an emergency. I want to call
No,
you.
not that I want to call my brother when it's an emergency. In fact, I should call him like as soon as we're done with this, just to check to see how he's doing. I think as family,
Yeah.
I have to learn to do that more often. Just check on each other.
My family, we're tired of
Oh,
checking on each
Lord.
other.
You ever talk to each other like 20 times a day?
My family, we listen, not a day goes by we don't check on each other. My mom constantly on the phone, my dad, my brother, we text. If we don't talk, we text each other. So therefore, we know of what's going on. We know of each other like every day. Right?
Yes.
So
See, now she's painting me to be the bad guy, which
Well,
I know
yes.
that's bad.
that
on
is
my
bad.
part.
I don't want you to reach out to your family when it's something severe,
Yeah, when-
right? Or when it's
Yeah.
like, okay, something really. You know that's how you are, baby. It's okay. It's okay.
No, it's not okay. I'm not gonna take this. I'm a changed man. I need
There
to
we
do
go.
things differently. So, bro, I'm sorry. I should call you more often. And I'm making a promise.
And he should call you more often because he's your little brother.
I'm making a public commitment.
A public announcement.
No, I'm making a public commitment to reach out to my brother more often.
It sucks when we don't like stay connected. Only we just see each other when there's like either an event going on or when there's like, okay, I have a back pain. It's really like excruciating
No,
pain.
we're connected. Say if
But
we
the
get
thing
on the
is-
phone, we
Yes.
just go over everything. And see, here's the thing.
I know.
See, my brother and I, we don't have anything against each other.
Right.
See, I may not have talked to him for like weeks, and then we got to talking. No, we don't go. Why didn't you go? No, we just have a conversation.
I feel that.
And then we're good to
he's
go.
actually talking to me about that. My brother
No.
and I.
See, my brother won't be like, "Hey, man, you haven't called me. What's wrong with you?" No, we just go, "Hey, has it been? Has the family?" And then we talk about whatever stuff come up.
I'm
And
the
we-
opposite. You
Yeah,
know,
you're on a contract. You got to
if-
call.
if-
If you don't, you have issues.
if we don't talk to each other, like, hey, we haven't talked in a week or we haven't talked in a couple of days. What's going on?
And then they spend like 2 hours
Then we'll
going
spend,
back
like,
and
2
forth.
hours.
What's going on? You got to give explanation. And sometimes she makes stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't make stuff up. I don't do that. Sometimes I do, but not all the times. You got to find a way to get out of the situation. So therefore,
See, my brother and I, we don't get in situations. We haven't heard from each
but
other.
I-
We're
but I
just
think it's
glad we
because you
hear
guys
from
are
each other.
men.
Yeah, listen, we don't have time for drama. Listen, my brother's busy. I'm busy. If we don't speak with each other every day, that doesn't mean we have anything against each other.
Why?
We just haven't gotten to it. And when we get a chance to get to it, we just go at it. We catch up for all that time we miss. And there's no hard feeling, no pushing back, no looking and saying, man, something's wrong. No, we don't have time for that.
I agree.
We get together,
when
we
they get
just go at
together,
it.
it's like, man, it's like they haven't seen each other in years.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
because
when-
they don't talk frequently.
Listen, if I call my brother yesterday and I call him today and I call him the next day, we probably gonna talk about the same things. And he's busy. Listen,
He's
my-
busy. He has a family. You have a family, and
There
you're
we
working. So I understand, but it doesn't hurt to just
yeah,
text.
it's good to check up on each other.
Text
Just
also
text, see how we
works.
doing, and I understand that. And
Listen,
I'm publicly announcing that I'm going to do better.
Listen, I'm from a family where we are so close to each other. We constantly, all 4 of us, me, my mom, my dad, my brother, we constantly texting and calling. If we don't call each other, we just text each other. And that's just how we are. And then because we so used to doing that, and if we don't do that, someone feel hurt or someone kind of like feel like, okay, Do we have something going on? Are we mad at each other? I'm sure someone out there understand where I'm coming from. And I'm sure someone out there understand where he's coming from, right? Because when you're so close to your family, you like constantly checking and you constantly texting in each other. Like my brother and I, we're very close, right? And
it becomes an expectations.
we
If
just
I don't get to do it, I have to make sure before the day ends that I do it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
explain tomorrow why I didn't do it.
That's my mom, okay? My mom, if you let the day go by, you don't call and say goodnight.
Oh,
then
you
you'll
better
hear
have
about
a good
it
explanation
tomorrow.
the next day.
Listen, mom, I fell asleep.
You know, sometimes I sit there for like 10 minutes. I'm hearing
Okay.
the reason being given as to why I didn't
You
pick
know
up
she's
the
watching the
phone.
podcast, right?
I know.
Okay.
And this is not a lie.
And she's
This
gonna
is
get to you. I'm sure
this
she's gonna
is
get
the
on you
truth.
later. She's gonna get on him later after she watches the
and I was
podcast.
sitting there 10, 15 minutes. She's explaining why. And they keep going, why? And the explanation, and we don't go that route. We just don't.
I think
you
same thing
know.
for your mom too.
My mom,
She's
yeah,
like-
hey, listen, I haven't.
But
She's
I
like,
truly
didn't
feel
hear it,
like
and we
you-
just go
Yeah,
about
but I
whatever we-
truly feel like you actually make this part of your weekly calls to call her because
Yeah.
of me, who constantly telling you, babe, did you call your mom today? Did you call your mom?
Yeah,
Did you text her?
I
Did
call
you-
my mom like
Your mom doesn't
almost
text.
every other day. Sometimes, and not never. I haven't called her twice a day,
Right.
but I
unless-
do call her like
Every other
every
day.
day or every other day.
Yes.
I do so, but
Thanks
you know.
to me.
Yeah, thanks to her.
Listen, you gotta stay connected with your family, with your parents, right? It doesn't matter if you're grown and connection, it's good. Stay connected.
Listen, just because we don't call each other, that doesn't mean we're not connected.
You know, our parents don't feel like that. They want to hear from you.
Anyway, so much about my blissful moment and my bad habit and staying in touch with family members. Yeah, and kind of bad.
That's not a blissful moment, but anyways.
The blissful moments was my my back pain that I've gotten over.
How
and
is that a blissful moment though?
hey, it was tough, and then I got better.
Okay. Anyway, so guys,
So much for my stuff.
So much for you. Boo-hoo. It's like a sad and happy moment at the same time.
It's a moment in life.
It's a moment. It's like Will's moment today. So which to me was not so much of a blissful moment, but it was more like of a, I don't know what to call it, but Will's moment.
Call it my moment. I'm good with it.
Yeah, Will's moment. So now let's get into the topic of the day, which is FOMO. Why FOMO? You know, you guys may have heard the term before. Acronym for fear of missing out, right? I know when I mentioned this to my husband earlier, he was like, what? FOMO?
To be honest, I had never heard this term before, and was just like, okay, the podcast is about FOMO. I'm like, what? She's like, FOMO. I'm like, okay, explain.
And I'm sure a lot of you guys have never heard of the term FOMO before, but if you have, you know what we're going to be talking about. You know what it is. And it is something that a lot of us heard before. Well, can't say a lot of
But
us.
many of us have expressed the behaviors of FOMOs. We just never refer to it as that.
Yes, fear of missing out. When you think of fear of missing out, what exactly come up to you, baby? Like, why didn't you get...
Yeah, when this come after you've explained it to me earlier, and
Yeah.
obviously, I'm really going over the research. There's things that we don't do, or we refrain, or we delay. Say, for instance, a decision. Sometimes we looking at this we want to get, but we're thinking, if I get it now, maybe there's gonna be something better that I will see later. So I'm afraid that I may miss out on that better thing, so I don't do this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's in relationship, for instance, I think single guys may have that fear that if I
get married,
get married right now, I'm probably gonna lose.
the freedom of going out whenever I want to.
And it's a valid fear.
And
I'll
now
tell
I'm
you.
tied to someone who control my day in and day out.
And again, I'd say it is a valid fear because you do lose that stuff.
You do lose that freedom. My thing is like a fear of, you know, when there's a wedding or a party going on and I didn't get an invitation, I'm like, okay, you know, or you kind of I feel a certain way. Like I feel like, okay, why didn't I get an invite? Or why doesn't my life look like theirs on social media.
Well, yes. I mean, FOMO is real, and many of us have experienced it at one point in our life or not. It's one of those things that
Mm-hmm.
can really hold you back from moving to the next level of your life, the next
Yes.
stage of your life.
Yes.
But it can come down to something as simple as making a small decisions about something you need to get,
Yeah.
or maybe a career decision where it's either you jumped on this because you're afraid that if you don't get it now, I may miss the opportunity and never get it. So you ended up picking something that you didn't really want, but you're afraid nothing else may come up.
Yes.
Then you kind of settle for it, or you deny this with the intention that, I'm probably gonna miss out on the next best thing that shows up, and then it's gone. It's happened to all of us.
Mm-hmm. I know it happens to me sometimes when I'm scrolling on social media, and I'm like, okay, babe, we're not at this event anymore. We used to go to this party, because now there's other things that come.
I think takes priority.
Takes priority. So it's like, okay. And this is where it comes to, the single people who are afraid of they might miss out on their on that life. And you can't blame them. It's true. You can't blame them.
Well, yes. I mean, there's things that you do in life. You will miss out.
Yes.
You will. You will have it. I don't think it should be a fear. We just have to make peace with the fact that there's certain part of the certain stage we are in life. There's things that when we move to the next stage, we won't be able to do.
Right.
It's okay.
Right.
Because I don't want to be at every events that I used to go to anymore. Yes, it's good to be out and enjoy ourselves, but there's those little house parties where we used to go in before we.
Oh my God, those house party. Listen, this house party was fun. Okay, before we got married, we used to go to, our friends, house party. Like, hey, listen, if you're not doing anything tonight, you just come over. And when you're single, of course you want to be at the party. You don't want to miss out, right?
But right now, is that something that we are open to? I'm not open to do that right now because it's different for me. I don't see myself go out there, just sit at someone's house in the middle of the night, just rubbing on each other, party. No, this is not me anymore. Now that doesn't mean I'm not gonna go to gathering and parties. Yes, I like socializing.
Yes,
I can go to someone's house where it's people that are in this, my people that are around the same age as I am, where we can sit, we can have some fun, but not the bumpy house party.
Well, I feel like there's a stage for everything, right? The bumpy dancing thing, back then in our 20s or before we got married, you were like into it.
Yes.
Now, I remember you were telling me you would rather go to like a jazz or some kind of like a formal dance, whatever, instead of going to club or house party because you want to just relax and talk.
Those are the things that's important to me right now. Now, yes, say before we got together, we got married. Yes, I know these were some of the things that I'll be missing out on because our life was taking going into a stage where we will have to settle down. And once we had kids, that was like, forget it. This is not happening.
Well, when you mention kids, sometimes I feel like there's some people, they don't want to have kids because they're afraid of so much, especially if you're really into your body and you're like, man, I'm going to lose my body just to carry another human inside of me. So there's people who has that fear of carrying another human being, carrying a baby.
Missing out on the beauty that they had prior to pregnancy. But at the same time, I've known many people that goes right back to where they were. It takes work, but they go right back to where they were prior to having the baby. So, but yes, now you'll find someone may never want to have a baby because they don't want to go through
the process. Or their career comes first.
Yes.
Yes.
So we all have that fear of missing out on something.
Yes. Yes. Fear of missing out, of dating, of approaching this girl, right? That she might turn me down, or he might turn her down. There's people who actually in their late 30s and 40s afraid of approaching someone. Like, come on, what the heck, dude? Get up and approach that person. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, they're afraid that their feelings will get hurt. They'll lose that comfort that says I'm important. Because when someone says no to you, you have to have the stomach to process it.
Life.
And some people are afraid that dignity they have will get crushed.
They're afraid their ego will get crushed more like. Yes.
So we all, for some reasons, will experience something.
Listen, let's go into social media, okay? When you open up Instagram, Facebook, or any social media platform, what is the first thing that you see, babe?
Well, you see what people are doing. You see what other people are doing. But I think many people have developed that obsession over these social media.
This FOMO actually start off of social media when you think about it.
That fear of missing out. Well, I know many people treat these things like it's like when the notification pops up, I am obligated to check it because I'm afraid that if I don't check it, I'm going to miss something important.
I don't have that on my phone, thank God.
Now, many of us jump when the phone rings, a phone call comes in.
Or a text comes through.
And we're afraid that this may be a crazy important text. Or a Facebook notification, Messenger.
Instagram.
So
TikTok.
So many people, because I'm beyond this. Many people find themselves become obsessed with these things.
Yes.
Because of the fear that I may miss something important. So you become so attached to that device or that platform that you have to constantly be looking at it because you're afraid that if you go an hour without checking to see what's going on, you're gonna miss out on some important stuff.
Wonder what's going on.
Who's doing
what?
Who's posting what?
Yeah, who's posting what?
Who's getting married?
Why was getting married? What did this person have for lunch? Who just got engaged?
Yeah, you want to know these things, and this platform makes people feel like they have to always know. They have to always, the things happen right now. I want to be the first to know.
The thing is, the way that I look at social media, to me, is just a way of influencing other people. And it's a way of uplifting and motivating, right? But there's some people that actually use it for, like, they're watching TV or something. Like, they just turn on the TV and then they're just, like, scrolling and watching everyone's post. And I'm like, this is so painful just to sit there and then just scrolling.
Well, you see it painful because you're in a different mindset. Many people go on social media for entertainment, purely entertainment.
Yeah, like they're watching the TV.
That's why prank videos do so well on social media.
Which video?
Any prank videos.
Oh, prank.
Pranks.
Okay.
Any video that where they pranking someone always do so well.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna lie. That's something I don't really understand. I don't get it. Like, there's this guy who actually doesn't talk. He has over millions of views and followers. And I'm like, I just don't get him. My husband follow him. I think you follow him on TikTok or you follow him on Instagram. I don't know where. But guys, I don't understand what this man does for him to have millions of followers. This is to tell you that sometimes people just do things just for the sake of doing things. And they do get the followers, right? But then it's like, you do nonsense stuff. I just don't get him. I don't.
To some people, it's entertaining. In fact, he started doing commercials for Ferrari because he's built so big of a following that this car company saw some and he never said a word. Now I know of him because there's an article published about how this person did something very different than all the other social media influencers.
Yes.
And what it did is very unique. Now, he'll pick different things that people do and he'll just go. Now, it's entertaining to some people.
Yes. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a few here and there that I see that I was like, oh, okay. Like, there was one that he did with the car door open and the guy was making such a big deal out of it. He's like, this is so simple. All you got to do is close the door, drive through it.
He didn't say it. He just demonstrated it.
He's like, really? This is the door. Like, he actually was like being a mime, right? You call these people where they don't talk, they just use their hands, they do this.
I think so.
Okay. So he was literally just like, okay, you do this and this and this and this without even saying anything. And people think it was funny. I mean, I was like, ah.
But people find him entertaining.
I don't.
And that's why he's got so many followers.
I don't.
But anyway, many people go to social media because they want to be entertained and they want to know when the latest thing happened, which causes them to become so dependent on the device that whenever
Yes.
it beeps, it rings, whatever chime they have on there,
Yes.
they feel obligated to actually jump in because they're afraid that if I don't check this out this minute, I'm going to miss out on something.
Right, right.
And I'm sure there's many people that develop some type of addiction.
Yeah,
to
they
these
like
things.
anxious to know what's going on. Like I don't. I mean, when I do my posts, I post, and then if anyone comments, I go back and just respond to them. That's a way of letting your followers know that you acknowledge them, right? But I don't have no fear of missing out on anything because I know that it's a problem. It's an issue.
Well, you're always on edge. When you're afraid that you're missing out on something, you're not confident in your decisions because your decisions is never final. You think that if I decide on this, in the next 2 minutes, something better is going to show up.
Yeah.
So then I feel bad about deciding this because I can't change my decision.
Mm-hmm.
Or you may fear that, you know what, I'm never going to get this opportunity, so I'm going to miss out on this thing, which may not be what I wanted. But because I feel like, man, I better do this now or never, then I do something that I didn't want to do.
Right.
And I think we have to find ways to eliminate that type of thinking in our head. Yes, you had to. Because if you keep thinking that...
My husband's in our head.
Well, yes, if the thought process is in your head that you're going to miss out on something, either if you don't do this now, you're going to miss out, or if you do this now, you're going to miss out on something later. Mm-hmm. It crumbles your decision-making process. Mm-hmm. It'd be hard for you to decide. One of the things that with people that are given so many choices and people experiencing it when they're shopping, you go to the store, you see one thing, you like it. The rational things to do, I see this, it fits me, I like it, I buy it, and I leave.
There's a song like that, baby.
That's how I shop. But there are people that gets to stores, they go in, they see something they like that fits. But you know what? There probably is something better. So they spend hours browsing the same store, and they come back after those hours and buy the thing that they first saw.
It's a woman thing. What are you trying to say?
I'm not saying it's not a woman thing. I'm saying if you get this, the first thing you see, it fits and you like it, you buy it. The reason why...
No, I disagree.
The reason why someone would waste their time and go around is because you're afraid that if I buy this, there may be something better that I'm missing out.
Well, yeah.
But the missing out should not be
or cheaper.
I don't care what it may be. But the reason to go and waste their time shouldn't be because if you've already found the thing... I don't see it as a waste of time. If you've already found the thing and the thing it fits, it's the color you want, buy it. The same thing goes for you. This person asked you to marry them. This person seems to be a good fit for you. Personality matches, but you're afraid, man, if I go with this person, what if the next Prince Charming shows up? Now, if I'm already with this person, I'm missing out on that opportunity because many of us apply that same thinking to everything we do. It takes away our ability to make decisions because we're always afraid that there's something better that we may be missing out on. Now, I use shopping earlier as an example. And I know people go, shopping is an experience. I understand that. Many people don't just go to the store to pick one thing. They go to the store to browse. And the store owners want you to browse because that's how they sell you more stuff. Me, on the other hand, if I go, I see what I want, I buy it, and I'm done. I shop very differently than people. That's why now I shop more online because I know exactly what I want. I picked it. I buy it. It comes to the house. I don't need to see anything else.
Me, on the other hand, don't get me started. I browse and browse and browse through, and it's okay. Listen, I'm a lady. I like to look around and see, okay, I know I like this one. I'm going to hold on to it, but let me go around and see if there's something nicer
that you could potentially be missing out if you don't look around.
Nicer or cheaper, even prettier, right? I mean, I'm just saying, even when I shop online, when I go online, I do my clothing shopping, whatever. I would look through if I see something, I click on it, and then I go behind, like go down, and then they have like those
Related products.
related products and see if you might like this one. Then I'll just click on it and see if this is something that I like. It's a choice, okay? It's a choice.
I'll take this
A
one step
choice.
further. It's a habit.
No,
What
it's
we call a
not.
choice, if we're doing it because you know what, today I choose to do this, but next time I'm not, then it's a choice. But if it becomes something that you do all the time, whenever you're making a decision, then it's a habit. And that habit, you find it'll carry from one thing
I disagree.
to another thing.
I disagree. I disagree.
Ah.
That's just you.
You know, there are things that we need to buy.
I think you buy
I
things.
I can think of a clear example, and it's been months that I haven't gotten it, and it's the reason. The fridge in my garage broke, and I'm like, I'm not buying a new fridge. That thing sits in the garage. I only use the bottom part. I don't need the freezer part. I'm not gonna go spend a whole lot of money at Home Depot to buy a new one. So I went on OfferUp. I found one. I made an offer. The lady says, "Great, $200." My wife says, "Oops, you can find one cheaper." That was 5 months ago. That cheaper one never showed up. Yet, if I did not listen to her, I would have replaced the fridge already. This is what I'm talking about. We afraid that if we do this now, there's been things that I got. It's like, you know what? If you had waited, you could have gotten it. No. When we're making decisions, if we see something, it's the thing we want. It fits the need, the expectations that we have. We get it then. That's why there's certain things that I'm doing.
Sometimes
That's why there's certain things that I'm doing. I just go and do it.
he does not include me. He does
No,
not
it's not that I don't
involve me
include her.
because
I
he
just
knows
let her know
if he
I'm doing
involves
this.
me.
Because the whole, if you do this now, you're gonna miss out on maybe something else better or something else cheaper. It's a habit that we carry from a lot of other things we do. Your mom does the same thing.
Oh, you're gonna get it this weekend. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Now you're throwing her stuff out there.
I remember your dad replaced his air conditioning.
Yeah.
She's like, if you had waited, we could. And your dad was like, "No way, I'm replacing this."
And that's when I said, you and my dad are very similar because my dad is one of those people where I want to do this, I'm doing it now. My mom is just like me, or I'm just like her.
But what's
why
the
not
point
wait?
of waiting and waiting for something to come along? Like, for instance, I'm
The
gonna give you
fear
I'm gonna
of
give you
getting
another
a better
example.
choice.
We've had stuff in our garage that I said, I need to get rid of these things. We need to get them dropped off. We need to get them to someplace. Cece's like, nope. I'm going to give it to this place because I think I'm like, okay, you have this to this day. It doesn't happen. And then I get, I'm going to, and then she's like, no, man, it doesn't. It's been about 6 months. We still have most of the stuff here. Now this weekend, there's a plan to drop them off to another place she found. And I'm hoping we drop them off. Because if not, trash is coming Monday. They're going out. Because I've already put my foot down. It's either she takes them and store them somewhere. But if they're in the garage, Monday come, they're still here, they're going. You guys will find out what happened to me next podcast. Hopefully I'm still here.
He won't be around. You'll just see me. I'll kick him out.
But that's the thing. See, decision making is a habit. And many of us have to make sure that we develop the right habit.
I don't think it's something bad when it comes to me, when it comes to decision making. I think it's just the fact that I like to hold on to certain stuff.
You like to explore as
I like
many
to explore.
options as possible.
Yes.
Too many choices.
No, it's not too many
It
choices.
slows down the process.
That's not true. Not my process.
I don't mind. Okay, we looked at, okay, I have 3 options. I looked at them and I say, okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this one doesn't have this. Okay, I'm crossing this one out. That leaves me with 2. I looked at the 2. Okay, this one doesn't have it. Now I have 1. Now I'm pulling up the wrong one. I don't mean 2. But as you eliminate them, and it shouldn't be a 2-3 day process. It shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that. Like I gotta get new tires on my car. I've already decided exactly what I want, when I want to get them, and when I need to. It shouldn't be a lengthy process.
Listen, you said what you said, and I'm gonna say what I want. What I'm gonna say. Okay.
She suffers from major FOMO.
Excuse you. I do not. Okay. I don't suffer from no FOMO. I think we all suffer from.
She suffers from FOMOism. If you add ism at the end of something, it becomes some kind of disease.
Okay. Explain yourself. How?
FOMOism.
How do I suffer of FOMOism, baby?
You many times. Most of the time, you're afraid that if you make this decision, you're gonna miss out on something better.
No, that's not true. I disagree.
It's okay to disagree. But I believe you suffer from major FOMOism.
I don't. I just like to not so much take a long time or take my time. Listen, guys, sometimes you just want to make sure you are making the right decision, right? And it takes some time, especially if it has to do with something major. Yes, the clothes. Listen, when we go shopping, it's a different thing. You like to look around and try the clothes. If it doesn't fit right, then you keep looking until you find the one. Just like when I met you, I found you, you were the one, and I stick to you.
Well, good thing you didn't miss out on me as the opportunity. Because some other woman would have been happy.
Good thing you did approach me. Then I was like, okay, fine. I was like, okay, fine. Let's take it.
Well, you find a good thing, you can't let them go.
True. So my thing is just that it's not that I have this FOMO problem. I don't have that. I don't have a fear of missing out. I have a fear of making the wrong decision, right?
Which means the better decision could have been down the road. That's the same thing as fear of missing out.
Fear of making the wrong decision. I'm sticking to what I just said, okay? If I go buy something right now, I could find it cheaper somewhere else. Making the wrong decision. So I'm sticking to it.
You see what I have to deal with?
What do you have to deal with?
Call it fear of making decision. I still see it as a fear of missing out on the opportunity of getting something else. That's all it is. Now, hey, listen, this is all jokingly, yes. We all have experienced the fear that we may miss out on something. What's important is that we know what it is and we're doing it, and do it. If you do it, you're aware of what you're doing and you're aware of why you're doing it. It makes sense. Like, for instance, I don't mind the clothes. Yes, you can find a cheaper dress somewhere.
Maybe you know you have a very similar issue too.
On what?
On certain things.
Well, yes, and that's what I'm saying. We all experience it somehow. However, we have to make sure that it's not, we're not using it in things or letting that fear of missing out on opportunities cause us to decide on the wrong thing or decide on the thing at the wrong time. So what I say is, and I've applied this to many things on my life, that if I see this being the right thing, I don't dwell on it. Mm-hmm. I don't think of what else that could be better. Because if this is right for me now, it fills the need that I have, then it makes sense for me to get it.
Right.
So if it fills the need that I have, no need for me to think that something is going to, meet the need better. Because if this does it, then this is it. I don't have to sit around hoping that some mysterious thing's going to show up. All that does is delay it. Delay the decisions. And the more you do it, the more it becomes a habit. The more it becomes what you do for everything. And yes, I have done it. There's things that I've wanted, and I kind of sat on it for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
And years.
And then I sit back and ask myself, why didn't I do it? And I can't come up with a decision as to why, because I've done it for many things. It just kind of becomes a habit of what I do.
Right.
Now, I've been aware of it. So if I find myself going that route, I just pull myself back. You know what? This is what you need. Get it. Mm-hmm. And that's it. You can move into the next. And one thing that happens when you're holding on something to make a decision, it occupies your mind because you would keep thinking about it.
Because you're doubting yourself. Yeah. You basically doubting yourself. Is this the right choice? Is this the right decision? So therefore it becomes like
it consumes.
It comes from so much up here, and you're like, man, I wish I made this decision a long time ago and get this over with. You know,
I know.
like I know a lot of us suffer when it comes to overthinking, right? Because this is something, it's part of it where we overthink this thing so much. It's like, man, I don't know what to do. So therefore, you just either sleep on it or wait until like a year later and do it.
Well, here's what I say to decision. I
Pray
think I
about it.
get that from either Les Brown or Zig Ziglar. He says, make a decision. The best thing you could do is make a decision. Now, if it's the wrong decision, all you have to do is make another decision.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you practice the skills of deciding,
Yep.
the better you become at decision making. No one's ever going to make the best decision ever. But sometimes I think we put the expectations on ourselves to always make the best decisions. You will never make a decision if that's what you're looking for, to always make the best decision. You'll never make decisions. So decide, whatever it may be. This person you want to go out with them, they're not some psychopath or whoever crazy that they may be. Yeah, go out with them. Fill him out. First day went crazy, then don't see him again. Just don't give out the cookies. Or you want to buy this or whatever it may be. You want to decide and go for it. Now, if it's not the right thing, you can always make another decision.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll find as you make decision, you become a better critical thinker.
Right.
You can make decision on your feet a lot easier. And you won't feel so bad if something don't go the way that you expect, because you'll be able to make another decision in a heartbeat and change the course that you were on. So it's a skill that all of us needs to develop, and get rid of that FOMO thing. We all will miss on opportunities because we will never get to take advantage of every opportunities that exist in the world.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
you may miss out and it's okay. Don't worry about what you miss out on. Worry about what you have now, what's
Right.
working for you now, and what's helping you achieve your goal. Someone's always going to have something better than you have.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's always going to have a faster car than you do, a better
Yes.
looking car than you do, a more
Facts.
attractive wife than you do.
Facts.
No more attractive husband than I am.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, baby.
I figured I'd throw that in there, right? But someone's always going to have something better than you.
Yep.
And it's okay.
Accept that.
Be good with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Be
it's what you
content.
have.
Yep.
Don't envy others. Now, you can get inspiration from others and want to be better.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, yes, person's better. I want to be better, so I'm going to work harder and be better.
Right.
Don't envy them. They have what they have because they have what they have. But
Don't compare your life.
no,
Comparison is not a good thing at all.
that's what I say. Anyway,
Yeah. One thing for sure when it comes to both of us, we do not compare our lives to anyone.
I don't have time for that.
We don't have time for that. We're doing our thing over here. Like we don't even have time for other people.
We don't look for things that other people have. So yes, it's your opportunity you get, great. My opportunity will come, but for now, this is what I have and I'm enjoying. That's it. So this is our podcast on FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yes.
So I'm hoping we shared some stuff with you
A lot of stuff.
on not be suffering from FOMO.
Yeah, guys. Listen, I'm just saying.
Don't suffer from FOMO. It's not good for you. So
It's not.
So everybody, thank you for listening to our podcast today. And it's always a pleasure to be here and share our thoughts and our ideas with you. Please share this podcast with everyone you know. I'm talking about your friends, your family members, your coworkers, anyone you think who may be suffering from FOMO. I think they'll benefit from this. So if this is your first time with us, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we put out these videos. For those of you who's been with us for a while, we appreciate you and keep supporting the channel. We're only doing this for you guys. And of course, for us, we like it. All right, so remember to check us out on the audio channels, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, SoundCloud, Spotify. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening, and we will see you next Saturday. Hopefully, Cece doesn't beat me up or kick me out
You never
for
know.
throwing those things at. So peace, everybody.
Bye.